Good afternoon. I'm an architect, partner at the office called OMA, which is a global partnership having 5 offices in the world, about 350 architects. We have a unique structure that is partially architectural office, but partially a think tank to catch up with the speed of the world. We have delivered many buildings, including United States and China and so on, CCTV, Seattle Public Library. Recently, we won a competition at Miami Beach Convention Center with Tishman, etc. Now we are in one of the most successful mixed-use buildings. I would like to talk about the mixed-use today. It's no secret that my founding partner, Rem Koolhaas, talked about the potential and evolution of skyscraper. The idea of the skyscraper was to multiply the ground. But for example, this downtown athletic club was one of the first buildings that somehow showed the potential of the mixed use packed in a hermetic volume. So you can see this had so many programs stacked on top of each other. So it evolved from multiplying the same program over and over again. So you can have this kind of moment where you have a boxing gym next to an oyster bar. Also, this is a land value model in Copenhagen. So the land value and the height and the mixed use is, of course, in line, synergetic to each other. But what's happening in the world right now is that the mixed use development is becoming more and more generic, or mixed use is becoming the new generics. For example, I'm teaching at various schools. These are some students' work, but you know, the mixed use is kind of contaminating also in terms of architecture delivering or whatever. You know, there is no kind of principle to architectural design and somehow being convoluted. This is Tokyo, big enough to have multiple centers and multiple characters. If you compare this to a dinner table, it's a kind of a la carte style, having different dishes, etc. Have a lot of conversations. But now recently there are so many commercial mixed-use development, such as these two next to each other, having exactly the same formula or program, which you see here, which we call it bento box style. It's a kind of prepackaged style that basically creates a very generic experience throughout the city. So what used to be very diverse and conversational turned into something very homogeneous. And no matter how many architects try to create a kind of a different style for the building, the inherent program is the same, so the experience is the same. And it's not, of course, only in Japan or in America, but so as an architect, though, we have to deal with designing mixed-use buildings. So we are very interested in creating a building that is unknown, but using a very known formula established by developers. I show you 3 projects. First one is in Jersey City. Jersey City, ironically, the Renaissance came after 9/11. This was developers' original suggestion to us. We politely said no. But our idea was to create a perfect volume for each given program and then stack them on top of each other like a wooden block. So that in each boxes, it's a perfect plan for the developer, but it's a kind of extroverted style where all the public spaces are in between, on top of the building, vertically spread out. Like these. And the facade is, of course, conceived as generic as possible, as if we assembled the Jersey City-style building on top of each other. But the effect in the skyline was quite big, and each boxes had a perfect plan, so the developer was relatively happy. We just won a competition in Sao Paulo in Brazil. The center has been moving in Brazil, in Sao Paulo several times. This is a new center. It's an L-shaped site. This is a projected business district, so it will have many towers. But this time we kind of made a similar effort with the same as the Jersey City. This is like a screen that divides two sites because the site is sandwiched by Walmart and art school. So this is a kind of screen. And then and we inserted this kind of Brazilian-style public spaces in between different programs. So you can see this wall. It's quite dramatic. It's as big as the Copan, the Niemeyer's building. So you have these public spaces that are spread out throughout the building, like this. And what's unique about this is that because the site is constrained by Walmart, we built the cores first, and then we started to build the building from top to bottom. I have this theory that actually architect's dream or the egoistic manifesto is not the towers, but the walls. So you can see the historical precedent of architects' proposals. Actually, the client got the site next door, so we actually suggested them that we just continue. So it becomes a Great Wall of Sao Paulo. The last project is in Santa Monica in LA. We just won a competition too. This is a building. You know, Santa Monica has an intimate relationship with building and landscape. The site, we wanted to have this kind of openness. So we uncollapsed the program and have each program has its own open spaces. So like this. And each program has its own gardens. I'm just going to show you the animation and we'll end. So to maximize the open spaces and interface of each program to the open space, we uncollapsed. This is a ground level. You also have a plaza and a cultural function in the middle where you don't need any light. And in each program, there's a kind of hinge that takes you up to the other program. So that's a program that exploits the two different programs, let's say, mix. Because the mixed use typically also lacks some kind of a real mixing of two different programs. I'm already going over, so I'm gonna run this until I get stopped. But I don't know where the cue of the stop is coming. Out of time. Okay, it says out of time. Thank you so much.